We rolling? Or okay.
No, not necessarily. We're still getting everything together.
You just get your shit off.
Yeah, we just talking, bro. I'm just trying to get. I ain't really done this in a minute, so I'm trying to get.
Yeah, same. That's why I'm like.
Ponies and shit.
Yeah, trying.
I'm not trying to look like a slob and shit on camera.
Yeah.
But yeah, man.
Yeah.
So, what music are you teaching down there?
So I typically teach like like piano. I typically teach piano, music production, songwriting, audio engineering. I'm teaching the kid the guitar, even though that's not like my most proficient instrument, but I know enough to teach him the basics. So, yeah, that's pretty much just what I teach him though. I'm doing a lot. I know right now, cause we the way it works is that we got what is called like enrichments. So it's an after school program. So even though I work from like 12 to like 9 or 8 most days, the after school program is from 2 to 6. So I would get there. I drive a van to go pick up my kids from the different schools. Like I pick them up from 2 different schools, and then I come back to the UA house, drop the kids off, park the van.
I know the bus ride be fun though.
Yeah.
Are you on the aux during the bus ride?
Oh yeah, they love it, man. They be having fun with me in there.
Man, what you got?
I try to keep it appropriate because they kids, but sometimes I might slip in a little bit of Larry June or a little bit of Currency, stuff like that. Because it's like, even with them, like, okay, they chill enough that if they curse, they probably won't. I can probably get away with it or something. Or mostly I play like instrumental stuff just to keep it on the safe side. Even though I know that they listening to stuff with cursing in it, but I'm like, nah, y'all can't listen to that around me. I don't want y'all getting me in trouble with y'all parents. But mainly instrumental stuff, like maybe like some old Adult Swim stuff, some Della, Fat John, New Job Ed, stuff like that. Chill stuff, just to chill them out some days. So
try to bring the energy down.
Yeah, or like maybe I put on some of them like a TikTok playlist, cause all the kids on TikTok, and I know most of that stuff is clean. So I'm like, it's like a lot of pop stuff, or you can find clean versions of the stuff. So
that's cool.
That's
some cool bus driving, teaching, mentor type shit for real.
Yeah.
Listen, if y'all don't know, the voice you hearing right now, this is BDJ. Some people call me BDJ, some people call me Jordan, some people call me BD. I have a lot of nicknames, but one thing is always tried and one thing is always true. I'm gonna come here and give y'all some of the best conversations y'all need to hear with After Work, live from the office, Work on Channel Podcast. We got the good brother Lenny behind the camera, and also behind the Boys by Default. And the man that you just heard tell this heroic story of being a music teaching, bus driving, wheeling, dealing son of a gun is
Corey Laury.
Yes,
appreciate you having me on, man.
No, it was long overdue. Man. I'm just always impressed by you. I'm always impressed by, just in general, as a general thing, people who wear multiple hats at the same time.
Word.
But then that's one thing, but also being able to parlay them into ways that make sense with each other.
Right.
So the fact that you are an artist, but you also teach music, and we're going to get into that. But then you also have a whole nother job, a whole nother hustle. Like the fact that you're doing all these things and moving in all these different ways is just...
Yeah.
It's a testament, bro. So I want to give you your flowers on that. So,
I appreciate it, man. Yeah. I needed to hear that, man.
No doubt.
Definitely needed to hear that, brother. Thank you.
No doubt.
Thank you.
No doubt. So, you have been rolling out your album, Preston Wolfe, for the last 2 years.
Right.
The album took you 5 years to make.
Mm-hmm.
Right now, you're towards then. We got the camera now, so go ahead and show the camera. You got the good Preston Wolfe merch on.
So let me see. So
the green one.
I had them in black right here. So shout out to my homegirl Foreseen Vision right there on IG.
How you spell that?
FORSEEN VIC. VISION. Right, so she did the text for me right here, did the colors, everything. But then, we got the bat.
It's a very dope hoodie. If y'all only listening, I advise you to pause this, go to the YouTube, look at the video version of this, because it's a dope hoodie for real. It's a hoodie that you'll wear whether you were supporting artist merch or just looking for a hoodie that look good. Like,
that look good.
Yeah, so we got, we got the different words of encouragement on here, and then I got the characters on here that my man Eric did from my man over in Taiwan. He hooked me up with the characters.
Taiwan?
Yeah.
How'd that come about?
So I was heavy into my marketing stuff, man, and so I was just like, all right, I need to find somebody that can do some art for me. But I already knew him prior to even doing the album, cause we kind of go way back. Like, we just Facebook friends, so we never met in real life, cause he over in Taiwan. You feel me? So I met him through an animation group, cause I'm a music composer too. So I compose music for like movies and animations and cartoons and stuff. So I reached out to him like, hey brother, my name Corey from Baltimore. Did you need any music? I see that you do animation. He was just like, yeah, I'm an animation student, and a lot of times our professors, need us to find some music. So I'm like, look, I'm just getting into music composing. I see that you just getting into animation. Let's just work together. I'll send you music for free if you send me animations that I can practice on. So he was like, yeah, for sure. So I would just compose stuff for him here and there for his projects. He send it over to his professors and everything, do real well. So, I knew him already, so I knew he could do the work. So I would just tell him like, hey man, so I know you ain't never been over in Baltimore before, obviously, but I just sent him like a whole bunch of reference pictures. I sent him like a picture of a couple outfits that I actually had, so that way he can kind of like sketch it down and everything like that. And he did the backdrop first for Baltimore, and then he and then he went on ahead and drew me as the character and stuff like that too. So It was a cool process, man. I got something right here. I actually probably brought more than what I needed, but I probably gotta put.
I was wondering what was in the envelope.
I thought those were report cards.
Let me see. So
that's something I do want to commend you on too. So that not only just the merch, but just in different ways you've reimagined the album, from you had the digital one to the instrumental only one, and now a CD version. Like,
man.
Was all of this also in the? Was this all planned out from the jump? Like, this how I'm gonna break it down to the.
So literally, before I even dropped the album, I planned it all out. I knew exactly what I wanted to do each time, and I even predicted how long it was gonna take me. So, the timeline was like, I ain't gonna do the whole timeline, but when I drop it, August 2020. So my main focus was just, I didn't even really have a solid release date. I was just like, all right, whenever I get all the songs done and, they all exactly how I like them, then I'm going to focus on the release date, because I just would tell myself, like, nothing is going to get done if the music not done. So all the release dates and what day I'm going to drop it on this and how the album cover gonna look, I can't think of that until the music is done.
And that was the process that took years.
Yeah.
Just getting the music straight.
Yeah. So
how did you feel during that time though? Did you feel was it?
Yeah, I was
living with it. Was it?
Yeah, I was working hard. Like, I really took myself to a different place, because the album came from me going to therapy for the first time. So, and that's why it's actually called Preston and Wolfe, because the therapy building was on Preston and Wolfe Street, so that was like the inspiration behind it. So I knew when I came from out that therapy session, I was like, I felt a sense of clarity I don't think ever, not even just on myself, but for other people, because you people don't realize how much mental health really plays aspect in every fiber of your being, for real. Like, how you talk, what you even like to eat, what you like to watch, what you like to listen to. Yeah. So I'm like, I gotta put this down on music somehow. Originally, it was just gonna be a beat tape, but I was just like, no, I gotta take this farther. I was like, I gotta write. So, man, each song On here is 8 songs. It's 8 songs on the album. Each song I probably made like 15 different beats for before picking out one. Cause I was like, music production, that's my first love, so the beats gotta be right.
Right.
Even if y'all don't like the rhymes, cause I know it was my first time rapping. I ain't never write before, but even if you don't like the rhymes, you gotta like the instrumentals. So I really took my time with the instrumentals and everything. I was like writing down the chord progressions and everything on sheet music and all that. Just really just writing it all out.
Going that heavy and creating your own music in that way?
No, like with my instrumentals, like if you listen to like some of my stuff prior, before Preston and Wolfe, you can hear how like, well composed it is, how layered it is. Like I use a lot of different instruments. So like I write everything out. So like I write out all the orchestration, all the arrangements. I cue in which instrument is going to come here, cause I kind of think that comes from like my background in piano, cause I've been playing the piano since I was like 8, so I was taking lessons, so I was like formally trained. So like I wasn't just learning the piano, I was learning how to read music, how to write. I was performing in recitals. Even when I went off to Frostburg briefly before dropping out back in like 2015, 2016, I was up there in the music program, so I was playing with like orchestras and in the piano ensemble. So like I really be writing out my beats and stuff like that.
Yeah. What was the experience like? What is the experience like going from a classical type, I'm sure more structured background at a Frostburg or I would assume any school environment would have you in versus now doing it on your own and composing for yourself? Like what? Yeah. What's the difference like than that?
Well, it was easy. Like that actually came early on. Like with me kind of transitioning from the classically trained piano player playing other people's stuff like Bach and Chopin and all that other stuff. Right. I was 12 when I made that decision to try to make my own beats. Like so I've been making my own music since I was 12 with like the knowledge of piano and everything, cause I just woke up one day, I was like, I'm kind of tired of playing all this other classical stuff. Like it's good music, I love it, but at the same time I was like, I ain't feeling it. Like I want to make my own stuff. So I told my dad, I was like, hey, I'm trying to make my own stuff, but I wasn't really sure how. I'm just kind of getting frustrated a little bit, but he was just like, no, I'll put you on. So he showed me like this video of Manny Fresh and Mystical, like in the car, listening to beats. And I was just like, I want to do that. But I'm like, well, how does he have 1 million views and they just listening to music? So my dad was like, yeah, they listening to beats and he paying them for it. So I was like, yeah, let's do that. I want to do that. So he found the guy off of Craigslist and he was selling a bootleg copy of FL Studio 9 at the time. That's what the version was now. That was the version at the time. Yeah, right now it's like FL Studio 20, but yeah, FL Studio 9, it was like $50. The guy came to our house, put it on the computer, and like pretty much the rest was history.
Your dad's a Hall of Famer.
Huh?
Your dad's a Hall of Famer.
Yeah.
That's some Hall of Fame
Facts,
shit right
man.
there.
And it's like, wow. I always had like an ear too, cause it's like I loved music, cause my stepdad, he's a DJ. And he got like the whole turntables downstairs. He got like hundreds and hundreds of records. And so he'd just be down there mixing and I'd be hearing all this different music, funk, house music, soul, hip hop, all types of stuff. And then my mother, we got this like black case that we had in our family for years, but she got like hundreds and hundreds of CDs, like a lot of gospel stuff. I think some of my dad's stuff is mixed in there too, like DMX and, stuff like that. But I think music was always there, and it just started clicking in my head at 12 that, I wanted to make my own music. Like, it was to the point where, the PSP, I don't think a lot of people even know this, but Timbaland, he actually had a video game out briefly called Beat Raider.
You can make beats on the PSP?
And you can make beats on the PSP. And I was making beats at school. So that's when I was just like, okay, yeah, this what I want to do. I like this.
So let me ask you this, because this is my favorite question back when I used to interview rappers and shit.
Okay.
Not to say I don't no more, but I always ask them when they started rapping, and then when they started like taking it seriously and started getting nice at it.
Right.
So you started doing it at 12. When did you feel like it clicked, or you know what I'm talking about? When was that?
Like when
Eureka.
Like when I knew that I wanted to turn it into a career, or when I knew that I loved it.
How about both?
Okay.
If it wasn't at the same moment.
So I knew I loved it as soon as I started doing it. Like I had fun. You know, that was like the key to it. I just was having fun. That was back when I wasn't even worried about who would like what, because I wasn't really dropping nothing with that expectation of, I want somebody to like this. I was having fun with it. It was for me.
Yeah.
You know, I was in my room alone making my music on my own. I loved it. You know, I had fun. And yeah, but when I knew I wanted to turn it into a career, I think 14. I say 14. That's when I was like starting to kind of develop my sound, being a little more careful with my sound, really knowing what I like and understanding the music, understanding like the music that I would listen to growing up and how it plays a role into my sound and who inspires me. So yeah, I think like 14, that was when I knew I wanted to turn it into a career, and it was since then, because 14 was when I sold my first beat. So that was when I was like, like it was like $50, you know, but I was proud. I was like $50 for a 14-year-old, and it only took me like an hour to make it.
Yeah,
I'm like, that's $50 an hour. So I'm like, let's do it. Let's keep going. You know, and then it was just a lot of research and development. Still is, but you know.
Yeah. So that was 14. Right now you're about 25. You said we've been talking about making this album for 5 years. You've been promoting it for 2 years.
Yeah.
Whole lot of math going on in this episode, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, how you feel at the end of this journey? I know you were saying that. Yeah. It's been like your singular soul focus creatively for so long.
Yeah, like it's honestly bittersweet, man. Like, cause you know when you just been doing something for like a long time, it become a part of you. You feel me? So it's just like I'm like, dang, it's really over. You know, like it's really about to be over. Like even when I was selling them like Preston Wolfe mental health care package boxes, when I sold my last box, I think I got teary eyed because like like I had 100 boxes in my basement, and like
all what was in the box? Huh? What was in the box?
So right here, these two CDs. I don't know how close it is, but I don't know if I should get closer or not. But yeah, like I got these two CDs right here. The the one that's primarily blue, that's the vocal version of the album, and then the orange one right here, that's the instrumental version of the album, and it came with like a free diary in there too. So, and the personal handwritten letter, to each person that bought one. So I was writing 100 letters. You feel me? So. But yeah, when I sold that like 100th box, I was like, it felt empty. I was like, dang, but I was like, all right, let's move on. Let's keep it going. I took a break with the merch for a little bit, and then because I wanted to focus my money on pushing towards like visual content, so like music videos, and then like I was working like 3 jobs to like pay for the tiny desk. So I had to pay the camera crew, I had to pay the band that was going to play the live versions of the songs with me, I had to pay the studio, and then I had to pay the audio engineer. So it was a lot, man. It broke my pockets, I ain't gonna lie, but I was like, it was worth it.
I was about to ask, you think it was worth it?
Yeah, definitely. Like, I mean, I wish it did like more views, especially all the bread I put behind it and so much effort, because we was doing like 4-hour rehearsals every weekend, me and the band. So, but yeah, man, but it's definitely bittersweet. I think more so because, like the loss of my friend back in November, like he's actually, on, I don't know how close it is on, this the track list right here on Room to Grow. Mike O'Mai, he's actually the feature. He was one of my best friends. I actually met him up Frostburg. So, it's bittersweet, man, because he gone. and then it's just the way he,
Yeah.
he left. It was just crazy. Like, I mean, I don't know if I want to. I don't know how much I can share about it. If y'all was okay.
Oh no, you can speak on whatever.
Okay, yeah,
whatever
like
you feel comfortable sharing.
So, like back in November, it was like the beginning of November because it happened on like I can't remember the date because it's such a blur, but like the 4th or the 5th or the 3rd, something like that. But it really felt like me and him was about to go on the up and up because I met him back in Frostburg, so like we was tight. We did like a lot of things together musically and creatively, and like we got real cool, man. We got real close. And like we just would always bounce off of ideas with each other. Like we might not have made a lot of songs together, but we was just always like, yo, check this out. What you think about this? Check that out. And it's like, I don't know about him, but he was the only one I was really like mainly showing my music to. Like he really helped me like kind of like give me pointers because he was rapping for a minute. So, but yeah, man, it just was just crazy because it's like it felt like my whole world got shook up because like all that motivation that I was having around that time, like, yo, me and you gonna make it, and it's just like the way he was just snatched away because it's like I was on the phone with him the morning it happened, like 7 in the morning, and then I get a call from his girlfriend at like 12 p.m. She crying on the phone. I'm like, oh, what's going on? And then she telling me like he got into an accident. So I'm like, okay, all right, I'm not gonna think the worst.
Yeah.
But when she said that he was in shock trauma, I was like, okay, I'm on my way out the yard because he was from Columbia. So I'm on my way out the yard. She said, no, we in Baltimore. I'm like, oh my God, that means he had to get flown out. So that means it was bad, man. So I get there. And she crying. I tell his homeboys and stuff like that, like, yo, he in the hospital. They speed out from like Columbia and Edgewood to get down there. And I'm the one who's just keeping everybody calm because everybody else was like kind of losing it, and rightfully so. So, but when we was trying to get up there to see him because they had him like they was operating on him. So I'm like, okay. And I'm like, all right, we just gonna think for the best. Like we was all thinking of recovery. I was like, dang, I hope he gonna be able to make music again. I hope he gonna be able to box because he was a boxer, and he was just doing a lot of stuff. But then, like, his girlfriend was keeping us up the date. But like, once she said that like he was like pretty much like he passed away 3 times in operation. So I was like, I ain't say nothing else to nobody, but I was just like, yeah, it ain't looking good.
Yeah.
But when his mom like came down and when she just said that, thank you for being a friend to him for everything that you did, I was just like, oh my God. Like, and then his girl texted me at like 1:25 saying he passed away, man, and everybody just broke down.
Yeah.
But it really didn't sit in. Like I couldn't let it out yet because I'm like, I gotta be the one because everybody else.
Where you think that comes from? Because I think that we all been.
Yeah.
If it wasn't that moment, I think we all been in places where it's like, I gotta be strong here. I can't show my emotions. When you going through it, you hurting as much as everybody. Where you think that shit comes from? I know you a bit more mental health and
I don't even think I was just even realizing it like at that moment. I think it's just something in me. Like when the crisis go on, like I just snap into, okay, you gotta be calm.
Yeah.
You gotta be calm. If it's something that you can do about it, be calm. If it's nothing that you can do about it, just be calm and try to accept it. So when she texted me and said that he passed away, I'm like, okay. My mind just goes into this mode where it's like, okay, what's next?
Yeah.
I consoled his mother. I consoled his girlfriend. His father came and his mom's boyfriend came. All 3 of us went up there by ourselves. And even when I seen him, I didn't break down yet. His father though, like them dudes was like big cock diesel dudes. You would have thought they was little, man. The way they I'm like, shh. and I couldn't let it out yet, man. But I left because I was there from like 12 p.m. and I didn't leave the hospital till 4, so it was a long day, you know. And then I just was driving for like 8 hours, yo. Like I think I drove around the whole Beltway like 5 or 6 times, yo. I just had to drive. And then next thing you know, I just pulled into this park, bro, and I was wailing for like 3 hours, man. Like I was done. Like I've never, like whenever people be saying like, you know, my heart was broken because of this, heartbreak is real, yo. Like I thought I was about to just pass out because of the way my chest was feeling, bro. Like I was done, man. And I'm trying not to get all flustered right now because I miss him so much, but you know, I just can't, you know, let me get focused though. I'm sorry, but it's bittersweet. It's bittersweet because the album hits different for me now because one of my best friends that was on the album is now gone. Yeah. But I just focus on that. At least I'll always be able to remember his voice. Yeah, he was a part of Preston and Wolfe, and
Forever More Love.
Yeah, and you know, even I can still listen to his music because his music is up on the platforms too for now. So, you know, I just try to fill the void with like positive stuff, you know. But it's been rough, man. It's still fresh, you know. It just rocked my whole world because it just feel like what now, you know, like. How is it that I can continue to make music and you not here to like celebrate the wins with me? Like it's just like I'm like, yo, I don't even want to do it no more. Like I think I'm still actively thinking about like hanging it up and just maybe just sticking to the teaching, you know, because I don't want to leave my kids behind. But I don't know.
They say fucking kids.
Yeah. Oh, crazy, man.
Let's talk about the teaching though, because I think that is an important part of all this. The fact that you were able to do all this for all these years, like had this musical endeavor on the side, and then still be teaching, which is, as we know, one of a draining profession, emotionally taxing profession, a very rewarding profession.
And try teaching while you grieving. Man, like that Monday, like that Monday after the weekend that happened, I went straight into work.
Really?
I went straight.
You ain't had no like vacation day or no shit like that?
Man, I
couldn't do it.
I was going to. I could have took off, but I was just like, let me just do this, man. I would just get my cries out before my students come. You know, and but I knew it was bad when my students even noticed, like, hey, Mr. Coy, what's wrong? Like, you okay? I couldn't tell them because I ain't, you know, a lot of them already dealing with stuff, and I ain't want them to worry about me. But man, like, I almost broke down with one of my little babies. They came up and gave me a hug. Like, you know, she like 6. I was like, oh my God, girl, you about to make me cry. but yeah, man, I love my kids though, man. Like
what does a typical day look like?
So, you know, like I was saying before, you know, the day after school start at 2. So, you know, I go and pick up the kids. I wait in front of one of the schools from like 2 to 3. Load like 10 kids up on the van. Drive off, go pick up another school. Luckily, I only got like 3, so I can like fit them all in the van. So then we drive back to the UA house. You know, I load them off the van, I get off, and then I go in and kind of hurry up and prep my class because I really only got like 30 minutes to prep for real, you know. And yeah, you know, my first through fourth come in first, you know, try to get them under control because, you know, they got a lot of energy. And then, you know, it's like I'm teaching them for like 45 minutes. And then after that, you know, I got like 5 minutes to kind of desanitize the room, hurry up, spray everything down, wrap everything back up, load up their projects and stuff like that for them. And then my 5th through 8th come in. I have a little more, you know, a little, not to say a better time of teaching with them, but it's a lot less telling kids to stop. You feel me? Like, you know, cause they a little, they chill, but you know, they get bored easily. So it's like,
it's funny too how you gotta balance how to deal with every age group and shit.
Yeah, man, because it's like the first through fourth, the energy is up, then the fifth through eighth is the energy is down. So it's like it's fluctuating a lot. So then I teach them I teach the fifth through eighth from like 5 o'clock to 5:45, and you know, wrap up for the day, do my attendance, and clean up the room, and try to get ready for the next day. So then I try to type out like a week's worth of lesson plans and stuff. I ain't gonna lie, I hate it. That lesson plan stuff, man, be killing me, man. But you know, it's necessary. But I'm like, can't I just plan it out day by day? I gotta give y'all a week in advance, like, cause everything changes. Like, attendance can play a role in what you're going to teach. Cause you might have like a game ready for like 5 kids and only 2 kids might show up, so it throws everything off. But you know,
what's the goal long term? Is the goal long term to open up like a music teaching school?
I thought about it, man. Like, I don't even think I'm thinking that far ahead no more, like right now, because you know I'm still like grieving and still just trying to readjust, you feel me? But I thought like one goal that has been reoccurring in my mind is opening up my own rec center. So like, just like, of course, like the big goal, I would love to like have one on each side of town so everybody can have access to it. I want it to be completely free, and I even want to like provide some type of transportation. You know what I'm saying? So that way the kids can just come and do their thing, and it wouldn't just be like music based. I like something similar to like what we got going on at the UA house, like a technology program, sports, dance, music. You know, even like some sort of mental health, something like that. You know, and I wanted to be like as inclusive as possible too, even though it'll be mainly aimed at like the inner city kids, but like anybody can come, you know, but mainly aimed at like the inner city kids from Baltimore, stuff like that, you know. Just trying to just do something, man. Like, I think stuff like that could even affect the crime rate and stuff too, like bring it right down, because you got somewhere to go. But you know, I know that type of stuff you need money for, you know. So it's, you know, it's been on my mind. I just, you know, I'm not thinking that far ahead just yet. I even had another thing where it's like I would love to open up some type of music store, you know, like a music instrument store, because I don't even think we got a lot of those in the city. You know, like,
I can't name a lot, period, outside of like, Guitar Center.
Guitar Center.
That's the only one I know about.
Yeah, Guitar Center. That's out Towson. It's one out Cockeysville called Music Go Round, but that's far, you know. Like, I mean, we got a couple, but it's like it's not known enough, and you know. But I guess everybody's shopping online now. But you know, some stuff you want to just get on hand right then and there.
Yeah, especially something like a musical instrument.
Yeah,
tool.
You know.
I wanted to ask you too. So, to circle back to Preston Wolfe one more time.
Okay.
I know one of your goals was getting a placement in a TV show or a movie.
Right.
You say that you completed everything off your checklist. Is that one checked off, or is that one still?
So, sort of. So I just got reached out to. So like it's like a music library.
Congratulations, by the way. Congratulations.
Oh, thank you, man. Appreciate you, man, for sure, man. So I tell all my artist friends as much as I can about like the concept of like sync licensing, cause like,
what is sync licensing? For those who may not know.
Sync licensing is when, you know, you get your music licensed to be syndicated on a TV show, a movie, a film, even though movie and film is used like interchangeably now. But, you know, TV, movie, cartoon, anything like visual media, you know, that's what it can get placed on. And, you know, you can get paid like a pretty good amount, like something, the bigger the name that's attached to the film or the show or whatever, the more money you get, in a sense. So like the network that is on, the more money you get. So typically, in order to get your music like synced, and stuff like that, they say that you want to make sure that your music is sample free. Right, that's the biggest thing. They don't care if you curse. They don't really care about the genre either, long as it's sample free. So that way, they won't have no business problems. They don't have to go through clearing things. Even but if you got a sample cleared, and if you a hip hop, artist and stuff, and you sample a lot, if you clear the sample, you good. But most of us don't got that luxury of clearing samples. Yeah. So, but other than that, yeah. And then you can reach out to what's called a music library. They would pretty much sort of publish, send out your music to the different connects that they have. Of course, you want to make sure that the music library is legit. So I always recommend to get an entertainment lawyer like I got right now, because this is my first time ever dealing with something like this. So I'm trying to make sure everything good. But yeah, sync licensing is another avenue if you really want to make money, because I really feel like streaming and all that stuff, it's not it for us. For up and coming or artists that's not on that national or international level. You know what I mean? Sync licensing is I always recommend artists to just go into it and understand the business and stuff like that. Own your publishing, own your masters. Make sure that all your paperwork is good. Pay the producers. Pay your features. Make sure everything is just all in order, so that way when you do get presented with an opportunity like this, it can go as smoothly as possible, and then they can come back for more music, and in return you get more work and more money. So yeah,
free game, ladies and gentlemen, free game.
Yeah,
right there. Is there anything else you want? Anything else you want to add? Anything else you want to share? You want the people to know?
No, I just I appreciate all the love that I've been getting from the album, and even before, just all the love that I've been getting, period. I appreciate everybody that's been in my corner. I appreciate you, my man BD, for having me on. Could you tell me your name again? I'm sorry.
It's cool.
I'm
Lenny,
sorry,
bro.
brother.
Lenny, it's all good.
You said, what was
Lenny,
it?
it's cool.
Lenny, I appreciate my man Lenny taking the time to come out here, record us, man, work the boards, so that way this interview can happen. And, just keep taking care of yourselves. Do whatever you can to just be gentle with yourself. And yeah, and of course, rest in peace, my man Michael Ma. His music is all on the platforms. Please stream it as much as you can. All the royalties and everything go straight to his mother. Anything helps. Just sharing his name and sharing his music and keep his name alive. Michael Ma on all the platforms. And yeah, thank you so much for having me on.
Let them know when they can find you.
So you can find me on Instagram at Laury. That's BYCOREYLAURY. And my music is all on the platforms too. It's my first and last name, Corey Laury, COREYLAURY.
Make sure y'all tap in, man. This has been another After Work interview. I'm your host, BDJ. You can find me at BD from the County on all social networks. Make sure you follow Working Title at Working T Pod on all social networks. Like, rate, subscribe, review. Let us know what you think. And let us know. We want to know from y'all who should we have on After Work next. So let us know. Let the DMs, let the inbox. And hopefully y'all can take some game away from this interview. Peace.